AI is taking over the world. That's what everybody is saying. That's what you hear all over the news. Millions of jobs are being lost, and that is unfortunately true. But in the home service and contracting world, we still need real people doing the work. But here's the problem. Most business owners don't actually implement anything with AI or automations. So you look clunky and you're always struggling and you are always struggling to get to the next level while you're being left behind by the companies that are implementing AI. And pretty soon you will be obsolete if you do not implement AI and use it to your advantage. So, in this conversation today, I am going to be talking all about how to implement and what not to implement in your business. My name's Ben, and I have started two different contracting companies. The first one, I did everything on the fly and just always said I'll figure it out as I went. And here's the problem with that is as I grew and actually grew to six figures, I was always struggling to get to the next level because I was always clunky and trying to figure out everything on my own. So a huge job went south, and honestly, I just kind of got burnt out. So I jumped ship and did construction sales for 1 year and did $2 million. And in that time, I had a bunch of customers calling me back, wanting me to do work for them. So I decided to start my business again and inputting all of the systems and automations that I learned and started it right. And now have grown that construction company to seven figures. So, in this conversation today, we are going to talk about all the things that you need to implement into your business today and what to automate using AI and also some things not to use. So, you might be that guy that just sees AI as people changing their face to a panda and singing a song, or some weird videos that you might see online, and you hear maybe in the news that everybody's losing their jobs to AI. Here's the truth. People are losing their jobs to AI. So we need to be implementing AI now. We need to get comfortable with it now. So when it keeps developing and keeps getting better, you're staying ahead of the times and staying with it versus being left behind and getting even honestly in a further, deeper ditch that you can't get yourself out of to honestly and unfortunately maybe not be in business for very long because there are going to be companies and there are companies currently right now that are implementing AI and putting into practice and they're running way more efficiently than you are. So you need to start implementing today, and these are going to be some steps and some tools and some basically non-negotiables that you need to be starting today, figuring it out today, so that moving forward this year and beyond, you will be ready to take on what AI and this new world has for us. So, AI AI makes things very simple, but if you're a chaotic mess, AI is going to try to just organize a chaotic mess and it's not going to run efficiently. So, you need to make sure that your systems and your process are set up so that AI can run efficiently for you. So, I'm going to try not to get worked up in this video because a lot of these frustrations that I have for so many small business owners, it gets me fired up and gets me passionate because it's just simple automations that can fix most of these issues, and you will set yourself apart by beyond. I don't want to give a number, but because I can exaggerate sometimes on these numbers, but you can be seeing yourself having close rates go up by 10, 15, 30%, customers actually giving you reviews. You can see yourself landing jobs just at when you're on vacation with your family because things are just automated and they're working for you. So I'm gonna try not to get too worked up on these and get passionate because I can get worked up, but I'm gonna deliver to you. I'm trying to help you. I want you to get this. I want you to succeed in this new AI world. Okay, there's the five places that actually make you money and also lose you money. But if we implement AI, then we can start making more money and being more efficient. The first one, the very first one, miss calls and the first contact. Okay. maybe you've watched our other videos, and maybe you are set up on all the platforms like we've been telling you to be efficient so that AI can find you, and you're doing all the things that we've recommended. You are posting on social media, the befores and afters, you're filming yourself. You are being the person, you're being the go-to person in your community. And maybe you're getting referrals and your customers are referring you out, and people want to hire you. They have the card in hand ready to give you their money, but they call you and you don't answer. And then they might call you again and then you still don't answer. And they leave you a voicemail and you don't respond to them right away. Is this you? How often does that happen to you, especially when you're busy? Maybe it's the summertime and maybe you've booked out the calendar because you're putting and you're implementing all these things and you're trying to grow. But when that phone rings, how quick is your response rate? How fast do you respond to the customers that call you and the missed call? When you get a missed call, how quick do you return their call? Now, most customers struggle with this. Why? Because they're on the ladder. They are wrapping the car. They're putting the window tints on. They're in the crawl space trying to do the job. Maybe they're managing employees, or maybe they're currently on an estimate and then the phone rings and then you have a missed call. But what happens? You say, oh, I'll get to that later. But then what happens? Employees call, another customer calls. Then you're heading to the other job for another estimate, or maybe a supplier calls. And so then further down the day, that customer, potential customer, called and has that call time back is going longer and longer and longer until it's like the end of the day. Or maybe you didn't even get back to them because you get home and then what happens? You got the honey-do list, the kids want something, dinner's ready, then you have other things to deal with at home, and now that customer will be pushed till the next day. When you're ready to spend money with somebody, and you got the card in hand, I want this service done, and they don't answer their phone, what happens? Do you want to keep continuing and try to work for this person to beg them to take your money? No, you're going to go to somewhere else that answers their phone. This is one of my biggest frustrations for most small business owners is that they don't answer their phone. And there is a simple way. Now, obviously, we can break it down into having an AI receptionist, and people freak out with the AI receptionist because it's not real. And we're going to do some videos in the future about how amazing that is, where your phone could be answered 24/7. But we're making this simple. Maybe you're just starting to kind of dabble into this whole AI automation world. Right now, if your customer or a potential client calls you and you don't answer, there could be an instant text back to that number letting them know that you will get a hold of them. You can chop it up and say whatever you want, like, "Oh, sorry, we're in the middle of an installation. We're in the middle of a project. We'll get back to you as quick as we can." Do you know the peace of mind that customer or potential customer will have knowing that they are heard, knowing that you've seen them, knowing that you're going to get back to them? Because when you ghost somebody and you don't let anybody know what's going on, then they don't. Are you still in business? But do you not care? So letting people know that you'll get back to them goes a long ways. It's so simple, but yet nobody does this. So having an easy, simple way that we can it's all automated. You missed the call. It's okay. You're busy. That's a good thing, right? But we don't want to ignore potential clients that could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So a simple automated text back, just responding to say, hey, sorry, we missed your call. We will get back to you. Another thing on this same customer acquisition is this. When you have a form on your website, on Instagram, you have a little form, you're trying to do the thing, right? We told you to implement things, make things easy for book now for customers. If that's not hooked to anything in response of like, hey, we got your form, As simple as an email or a text back thanking them for submitting their form. This can all be automated. This should be all automated. And if you're going through all these forms manually, what in the world are you doing? This is why you're not efficient. This is why you want to pull your hair out at the end of the day. This is why you want to throw in the towel. This is why you're yelling at your wife all the time and you're always upset and you're frustrated because you're doing all these silly tasks that you don't have to do anymore. So, this this is probably the important one because when a customer calls you, it's the first impression. It's the first impression of what that customer is going to experience through their whole entire process with you. If you never answer the phone, I'm going to think, if this guy doesn't answer his phone now when I'm trying to give him money, what is it going to be like when I'm trying to schedule it, or if I'm trying to get the work done, or I'm trying to get an update on like how long is this going to take? If you're not getting back to me even from the beginning, before I even get to talk to you, that it just doesn't look like you're an efficient company and it doesn't look like you want to take my money. So I'm going to go somewhere else that's more professional and more put together. And a simple text back, a simple, hey, we got your submitted form. We'll get back to you. And like you don't have to give it a time frame, but you can give it a time frame to kind of speed things up. And this is a simple way, right? The simple way is just a text back. There's also two-way texting where a customer can be texting your AI response agent and talking about just kind of general what their project is. And then they could be getting their information and putting it into like maybe your estimating queue to where now that you can schedule the estimate. Or you can go even crazier and have your agent actually book you an estimate and put it all on the calendar for you. There are so many ways, and we can even go deeper where they even lands you the job. But like I said, we're not trying to get too wild. I want you to do the simple thing first, because if you're not even doing the simple just text back missed call, then we're not even going to be talking about AI receptionists and going into booking it and putting it onto your calendar and actually taking the deposit money all before you even actually met the customer. This could happen. This is what a lot of our companies that we work with are doing now. It's what my company does. It's the best way that you can be running your business efficiently and effectively, and you're not missing anybody, especially as multiple people are calling you. You're only one person. And you're also saving money when it comes to hiring office staff, because if the office staff is doing this work and they're implementing and answering the phone, that's a lot of money that you're paying for somebody in your office. Nowadays, you can't just pay them $15 an hour. That's 20, 25, and Lord forbid what state you live in, it could be even more than that, right? So a lot of these tasks could be done automated and you don't even have to worry about hiring somebody for that position because it's done for you. Okay. So the missed calls, customers move fast. We need to be that first contact. So it's thinking about when the customer, however they heard about you. Maybe you've set up, maybe you worked hard on getting your website legit. You've gotten it all dialed in. You're clear on what you're doing. You're posting on social media, all the other platforms. You are dialed in, and now people are finding you, which is this is the whole point of running your business. You have finally made it. People are actually calling you. Your leads are working. Your ad spend's working. People are calling you. But now we don't want to drop the ball. Right when they call and they're coming in, they want to talk. We don't want to be that awkward guy that hasn't been on a date in years because when the girl's finally ready to talk, he stumbles and can't figure it out, and she's just like, "What in the world?" And she's gone, bro. She's gone. So we don't want the customers to be gone. We want to just we want to woo them in, and we want to have just a seamless process for them. Because when it's seamless for them, then they're going to refer it out to their friends, leave you the reviews, which is what we need to continue to grow a successful business. So missed calls, the first contact of the customer, what is happening in your business, what goes on now. If you say, "Oh, I can do it," how many times have you dropped that ball? Because I was the same way. I thought I was inefficient and just was built different and I can handle it. But then you get busy. There are times where, you get busy and maybe a little bit burnt out, and maybe you, Lord forbid, want to go golfing or go fishing or go, hang out with the family, go to the coast, right? So you can't always be on your phone 24/7. You need these automations and different things to help you to be more efficiently. So yes, AI can handle the instant text back. It's when you see it work, and we can set up demos for you. When you see it work, it's a beautiful thing to be able to just send a little text back, capturing the job details. Speed matters when it comes to certain customers when they want to do the job, because maybe they're trying to sell their house. Maybe they're buying, or they bought the house and they want to move in. So speed matters when it comes to a lot of these things. Or they have family members coming in. There's so many different scenarios that customers have when they come at you and they just want the job done now, or they want to get on the calendar before the summer because they know the summer schedule gets crazy, right? So they want to hire you. So make it easy for them to get in contact with you. Okay. You got that set up, right? I don't want to keep beating that one down, but when a customer calls you, it's very important because it's actually potential money in your bank. So this next one is another frustrating one, and this one, as honestly, this one I've seen myself make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just by this simple one for my own personal business. And then once I learned and how to do it automated, it's gone six figures easily every month just because of this simple one. Now, you get the customer, they come in, and now you're going to estimate. Most people drop the ball right here. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what is it? Maybe you answered the call. Maybe you got the text back, or you did the thing, and you got the person the estimate. What happens after the estimate? What happens after the customer says, I want to get a couple other bids? I need a couple other, just to compare numbers. What I say when people say, because you hear the sales gurus say, you need to land that job on the spot. You need to close them right away. You're not doing a good job selling. What I say, I recommend you to go get 2 or 3 other bids. I say, compare me to 3. I say, don't go get like 6 to 10, because then you're just going to be confused, because nobody actually knows their numbers, and you're going to get numbers all over the place, and you're going to get confused because most people don't know how to run and operate their business. But I said, I recommend you to get 2 other bids just to compare. I'm not tripping. I know that we are efficient. I know that our numbers are good. I know that what we offer and what our product is top notch. So go get some other bid just to compare, just to see that I'm not crazy, just to see that, you're not crazy. Why? Number one, why do I say that? Because most of you guys don't have a text back follow-up system. So the fact that they probably won't even get a hold of most people, or it's going to be weeks down the road before you even show up for the estimate, I'm already in the door, bro. I'm already basically, they've already making me a cup of coffee, getting ready to accept my proposal, because they're waiting for you. While I was efficient, got back to them, sent them an estimate, got right away to them, and now I'm chilling, waiting for you guys. And you guys are making me look good because you're not getting back to the customers right away. So when you send the estimate in and then you don't follow up, there is no follow up. Or maybe it's you do it a couple times, but they're waiting for all the other contractors to get their life together. So it's just a constant. And so then you check in a couple of times. Oh, still waiting. Hey, how's it going? Oh, still waiting. Oh, how's it going? And then it's just like, you kind of like drop off, because then you get busy. So then that customer kind of slides, but literally they're just waiting for all the other customers to like finally get back to them. This can be done all automated now. Now, before, I used to do this myself. I had everybody on the calendar, and I had this little rhythm in the schedule. My philosophy is this, and this has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars every month consistently for the last 8 years. If they don't tell you no, that means you're still in. So many contractors, so many home service providers, they give up after they hear the word, they don't hear back from them. Look, if they didn't tell you no, we went with somebody else, you still have a chance. So until you tell me no, I will continue to follow up with you until you say we have went with someone else. If you haven't, this game on. So I used to just do this all manually: text, call, email, in those three orders: text, call, email, or depending on how we started the communication. So if we started our relationship by text, then I text first, and then I'll email, maybe call, and then text again. Not every single hour on the hour like some weirdo, but just consistently, like and then especially in the beginning, it's like every couple of days. If I know it's going to be, they are getting another estimate like next Monday, well, Tuesday I'm texting, hey, how'd the other estimate go? Oh, we're still waiting for them to get the numbers back to me. What? Oh, that's weird, because you're just sitting there, just been sitting on mine. Because why? We have given the estimate to them right away. We don't wait and have to think about it. We have things and tools in place for our estimate to be able to be sent to them while we're on site still. So now they're looking at our numbers right away while they're waiting for all you guys to finally answer your phone call, and then wait for you guys to give them the estimate while mine's been chilling in their inbox for weeks. So text back, follow up on your estimates is a huge miss that I would say the majority of contracting businesses miss. And this can be automated. This is like this. When I found this out, this was the thing that set me apart from the beginning. But now it's like, bro, this is all automated, dude. So much time I'm saving now. So the reminders, the follow-ups, the constant checks, and you can, but what's cool is like the rhythm that you want to set up every couple days, every other day, depending on how you want to do it, the emails, the text messages, you can set it up however you want, and this is all done for you. You're not having to guess, you're not feeling uncomfortable. Let the AI tool do its job and follow up for you. You will see yourself making an insane more amount of money because you're not letting jobs slip through the cracks anymore, and you're staying consistent, you're staying top of mind to these homeowners, and you're going up against guys that just honestly don't have nothing like this set up, or they're doing things manually and eventually they get tired and they just send the same generic text. You can keep changing your text now. You don't have to keep guessing, especially if you're running a huge uh big ad spend and you have customers coming in left and right and you have all these estimates out there. It is a little bit tough to check in with every single one manually, but now it can all be done automated and done for you and done efficiently. And then when they're ready, they can just hit the accept button on your proposal and move forward. Um, so most most jobs are lost during the estimate process, not before. It's like right after. So you finally give them the bid, you finally did it, and then there was no follow up. There was no nurturing of that lead, and then they went with somebody else that felt like they were getting taken care of more. This happens time and time again, because think about the way when you buy something, right? You always have to go back to the lens of when you're buying something, whether it's a car or you're going to Best Buy and looking at TVs or wherever you're going, right? Whatever you're shopping for. That salesman, how he makes you feel goes so far, right? Because if you got the guy that's all like pushy and snooty and doesn't really care, or just kind of like, oh yeah, the TVs are over there. Well, it's like, okay, well, can I get somebody that can help me? They can show me the cool features. That's how you shop. So think about your customer and how they feel. And if they're going up against, so if you are going up against the guys that are like, I like to call them the marketing companies, the franchise companies that have the call centers and they have the estimators and the project managers, and maybe you're just by yourself. Maybe you're just trying to figure it out. Maybe you have a couple guys and you're trying to grow your own business because you're doing the thing. You've mastered the trade. You're going up against guys that are heavy marketer spenders because they have an owner that's not actual, doesn't actually know the trade, but just has a lot of money and can throw gasoline on the whole marketing spend, and then hires these estimators that their whole job is just to land these jobs. So you're going up against guys like that. And in most states it's getting more on that way to where you're going up against these guys, and now you're just kind of like almost having to bow down to the guy that just says you're taking the work, you're doing the work that they landed, when the whole reality is you could be landing the work and doing the work and making twice the amount of money versus some silly percentage that they're going to give you because they landed that job while you were trying to do the work and then trying to go estimate and then trying to follow up and do all the things while they are just running efficiently. But if you can run your stuff automated, this now helps you compete with these guys that have all this ad spend, have all the estimators, and now you're competing with them because you're doing the same thing they're doing. So automate, automate. Let AI help you in these different situations. Okay, now you got the customer in, you sent the estimate, now you landed the job, you did the job, and you did the job well. So what's the next step? Well, obviously invoicing, right? But also the review. So reviews are literally the currency to online. Reviews are your currency for the next customers finding you, the next customers wanting to work with you. Why? Because 5 stars, 4 stars, all these different reviews, they're reading them. Like I said in previous videos, where now AI is going through reviews and making sure that you're a legit company. So when customers are asking ChatGPT who to hire, ChatGPT is looking at your reviews. So having reviews actually matter. Hopefully, you are asking the customer for a review, which is good. We should be doing that, right? Because we're doing a 5-star job and we want to continue to grow. So hopefully you're doing that, at least that, right? But then what happens? Well, oftentimes we don't check back in, or the customer at that moment may not be ready or doesn't have the time to leave a review because so many people think they want to do a thoughtful review, or they're busy, or they got to take Billy to the soccer game and now they didn't have a chance to do it. So what happens? It slips through their cracks because they forgot, right? And you're sitting there like, man, do they not like it? They did not think I do a good job. I'm thinking, really, they just got busy and they forgot. So having your review form automated sent back to reminding them that they need to leave you a review will be really great. And you can throw in a bonus too if you want. You can throw them a coffee gift card or whatever you want to do to whatever is cool around in your city. Most people enjoy coffee. So having a little coffee gift card and just thanking them for a review, like being personable, like don't just be those generic marketing companies that are just about the business. Like you have to separate yourself in different ways to compete with a lot of the competition. So being personable, setting yourself apart when it comes to like the whole entire process that the customer had. So making sure that you're getting the reviews. And these are all automated. Or when you text, it's kind of annoying. And then the customer is like, oh my gosh. And then they just kind of leave us some silly review. But you can set up the automation in a way to where it's very, organic, and it's not like you're thirsty for these reviews. It's very like low key, but still just like sends that gentle reminder about leaving a review because people just forget, right? That's just human nature. How many things do you buy online and you get blasted on your phone, text messages, emails about how the product was? Leave the review. Save 10% next time. Leave this review. I mean, literally every single thing that we buy nowadays, you get blasted with reviews. I like to call it review fatigued. So I look at that same lens as review fatigued. Why? Because everything you buy nowadays, you just get harassed for that review. And so often it's like, man, like a review for this, review for that. So being strategic in how you are asking for review is important because we still need the reviews to move yourself up on the Google pages. and to be recommended and to look more and more like a legit company. So having this automated is a very helpful tool. And it's just kind of like a second nature. And the cool thing is like the moment that the job is complete, the invoice is paid, then the review form is sent out. It's as simple as that. And it's just like, you don't even have to click of any button. It's all done for you. The moment that the invoice is paid, it triggers the review email to go out to the customer, having that automated because obviously reviews are important. So we want to make sure that we are getting those reviews. Okay, now this next one is what pretty much breaks the camel's back when it comes to most small business owners. It did for me the first time because you're out there all day, maybe in the summer, just sweating out there on the ladder, working in that summer heat, trying to get the job done. But then you have this whole back end admin office thing that you have to deal with. And most of you are the person that did the trade. Like you've known the trade for years. Maybe you went to school, maybe you've put in your time at different companies and you've developed your skill in this trade and now you have set out to do the thing. You want to make the money, you want to do the thing. But the thing about the trade versus you actually working a business that offers that trade is two different scenarios. Oftentimes, we think that we're a really good carpenter. We've been doing this for 20 some years, so I'm going to go start my own business. Well, here's the problem. You've never actually ran a business before. You don't know how to do numbers. You don't know what a spreadsheet is. You don't know how to make a spreadsheet. You can barely type an email out, let alone thinking that you're going to figure out all the taxes stuff and payroll tax and all the back end office stuff. So, we're in a world now that there are so many AI tools that can help you on the back end stuff that can set you up to be a successful business owner, an actual legit 100% business owner, not just a guy that can do the trade, but a actual business owner. So tools as simple as QuickBooks Online, which I know we've talked about in other videos, but QuickBooks Online can help you set you up on all your back end office stuff, like all automated things that like the invoice can be automatically sent to the customer once the job is complete, all triggered. Like you just literally said, push a button that says job complete, and then the invoice is sent out. Invoice is automatically sent out. Reminders are sent out. Customer pays. Once the customer pays, now the review email is sent out all automatically, all done without you even having to push one single little button. So, and now when we talk about even customer like notes, sitting there writing down on a piece of paper, and you're missing things because you're writing, and most of you have that chicken scratch and you can't really even read your own handwriting. Now you can use an app on your phone that actually records and takes notes for you to be exactly clear on what the customer is looking for and what they want, so that your bid is dialed and it's detailed and there's no second guessing, there's no having to call back the customer and confirming, there's none of that. You look professional and you're efficient, and it's your estimate is dialed in, your emails are dialed in. So many of these tasks now can be all automated for you, and you're sitting there beating your head on the desk after you work the whole day trying to figure out how to do all this stuff, and these admin back office stuff is all done for you. The cool thing is this will save you, especially as you grow, this will save you from having to hire somebody for your office. This will save you what, $50,000 to $60,000 a year, not having to hire an office person right away. Now, obviously, down the road, you can hire, and that person can just handle all that stuff, right? As you grow, but you want to be able to sustain that growth. You want to be able to sustain that salary wage. You want to be able to actually be able to pay that person their wage and not have to be stressed out, and because nothing's ran efficiently. So we want to make sure. Think about this. If you're set up efficiently from the very beginning, all of these things, when you come in to hire somebody, they're walking into this room of just button clicking and having the emails sent out, and it's already done. So they're just kind of like the conductor versus like they're jumping in that engine and trying to figure out like what's to what, what's connected to what. This isn't working over here. You're missing this over here. What billing is this over here? Why this invoice isn't paid over there? And they're walking into pure chaos because you don't have nothing set up, nothing automated. But if everything's automated, then when you go in to hire somebody, it's more efficient for them. And then they're actually running more efficiently. And then you're not frustrated as a business owner for paying somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. And it's not that they don't know what they're doing. It's because your office is all jacked up and they don't even know what's up and what's down. And you don't either. So setting things up right away, the right way will help you and then help your hiring process, because even as simple as SOPs, standard operating procedures, that's what an SOP is. And for every task that you have, so that when you can set up a little binder, and then when you do finally hire the office person, because now you've grown and you can use the person in the office so that it takes a little bit more off your plate, they have a binder that they can look at of like what happens when a customer calls, what happens when we land the job, what this whole entire process is all written down. It's clear. It's basically can be their Bible to be looking at, to be their guidelines to success for you to keep your business running and operating smoothly. And the SOP procedures, which most people don't actually have, can be done all automated for you. Literally, AI can make your SOPs. Did you know that? Literally, it can make your SOPs for you super clear, efficiently, and even for onboarding employees. Most of the time we hire out of desperation because we're really busy, right? And then we hire the first guy. There's no orientation, there's no walkthrough, there's no, this is our standard, this is what we believe in, these are our core values. There's none of that, right? Because you're just desperate, you throw them out there. But imagine it was already done for you. Yeah, so Pete, like for how what you want done for each job, versus you having to train and you having to like tell them again like how we do. Because as you know, as the business owner, when you hire out of desperation, you get these interesting guys that come up, and what happens? They start your culture of the grind and that sweat and those tears that you've plowed that ground and you've set your standard. When you hire out of desperation and you don't have your SOPs in place, you don't have your guidelines in place, you don't have your employee handbook in place, what's going to happen? Well, quality drops down. The culture of what you have been creating changes, and it's because of the people that you hired, and you didn't have the things in place for them to read and to agree upon. And you didn't even think about that until now, and you're wondering, why am I so frustrated with these employees? And it's not their fault, it's actually your fault. You are the business owner. Always comes back to you. So set up successfully. And the cool thing is, with handbooks now and your core values, all these things, like AI, like this is the thing that AI can help you with. This is like the masterpiece. If you don't have your business degree, if you don't have been a business mentor to kind of coach you and show you things, and you're just frustrated, these are those things that AI can help you with and implement them into your business. So you're not just hiring your buddy, or you're not hiring your cousin. You're hiring actual person that's qualified for the job, and you can confidently hire that person because you have all your steps and all your procedures into place. So remember, these are the 5 places that AI actually can make you money: is your missed calls, the first contact, those forums online, estimate follow-ups, reviews are huge, and the backbreaker where most guys struggle is in the back office. Okay. Now, we talked about all these different things that AI could be used in your business and what you should be using it for in your business. Kind of, I would say these are all non-negotiable. You should be implementing all these things. And in each and every single one that I gave you is like, you can go way deeper, and it can be so much more that it can actually do. But because if this is your first time hearing this, I want to make it simple as possible for you to just like kind of like grab the concept of what AI could be doing. In later videos, we'll be going deep into like what it actually can do and how deep and how much it can do for you. And it honestly is mind blowing. So don't want to overwhelm you at first. So we're giving you just the simple things that you should be implementing in your business, but here's what I don't want AI to be doing in your business. Okay, I love AI. I am an AI guy, as you probably have gathered that now. Like I truly believe that is going to be changing industries, and it is currently changing industries. And if you're not running efficiently with AI, I strongly believe that you will be obsolete in business and having to shut your shop down because other companies are going to be running way more efficiently and effectively, are going to be taking all of the work. So the thing that I so what I do believe is when we talk about AI, there are some things that AI can't do. And the one thing that so I'm a sales guy. I love sales. And yes, AI can get the low hanging fruit for you and land certain jobs, especially if somebody just wants a job done and they don't really care. The that's low hanging fruit that like say an AI receptionist can land for you. But there are some jobs that require face to face. There are some jobs that require that human touch. So hear me on this because I'm all about AI. You know that. I'm all in. But as the world changes with AI, we are going to get back to where customers are going to want to feel the touch of the human touch. And that human touch is going to come down to that face to face, the handshake, being able to see a real person, because now we have all these videos of these fake people. You can call companies and you're not sure if they're real or not. Are you sure if I'm real? I am real. It's why I'm stuttering and all the silly stuff that I do. It's more authentic that way because I could easily be an AI clone and just make me no stuttering at all and clear English. But obviously people like real, and that's what it's going to come down to. I truly believe that as the world shifts more into AI, people are going to want to feel and have that real human contact. So sales is one of those ones that I would not necessarily give up fully to AI. Now, AI can help you have more efficient tools in selling. And yes, there are, say, 24-hour receptionists that could land you jobs, especially if somebody doesn't care and they just want to book their car for the window tinting and that's all that they want to do and just give me on the schedule. Here you go. Here's my credit card. That's amazing, right? But certain projects, I believe, like remodeling your bathroom or remodeling the whole entire house or even like roof jobs, I believe that selling is one of those things that you can't give up to AI, because that's the thing is with AI is that human contact is like you're not going to be able to experience that, and people are going to be wanting to experience it more and more. There'll probably be a little bit of a season where you'll see yourself landing jobs through all AI, and it's going to be insane. You're going to make it probably a ton of money, but then there'll be a switch in the market to where people want real, authentic, just human contact, because that's how we work. That's how we are operated. Um, Another one that you're not going to be able to give up to AI is on-site interaction. Obviously, the day when we all have robots, we can talk about this differently, right? And there are already some Tesla robots out there and all that crazy stuff. But on site field, you being on site, are you hiring a project manager that's on site? It's different. It hits different, right? So that's one of those things that you're not going to be able to give up to AI. So on site, your sales game, you still need to work on your sales game. And then just being a personable business owner, hiring personable project managers, sales reps, because you're going to need to be on site. You're going to need to feel customers are going to want to feel the actual human contact presence, especially like if everything is cooking, all automated, it's all doing it for you. It's like a seamless process. And then you show up and it's all you're connected with what you've been doing. It's just going to be a more seamless process through all, and then nothing gets slipped and nothing is missing through the cracks, right? And then honestly, and this goes back to the human, like our nature, our who we are, what we've developed in our skills of this business is the human judgment when we're on a job. Now, you'll see people, they use ChatGPT and ask them advice. That's fine. We can still set up ChatGPT to help you with different situations, but there comes a time where it's like we still need the human judgment on certain things, certain tasks. We need to be the conductor of the AI. We don't need AI to tell us what to do. So often we can get to, and people are already there, is they just ask ChatGPT what to do and then chat tells them what to do, and they're not using their own brains anymore. So use your brain, use your wisdom, use your knowledge. That's a bottle, that's a treasured bottle, if you will, of this like solid goods. And we want to make sure that we are still connecting with people, we're selling people, we're using our own judgment. We're using, especially on jobs and different projects, no matter the size, with different customers and how things are working. Yes, AI is an amazing tool, but we still need that human judgment. So AI supports the business, it doesn't replace you. So be the conductor of AI. Don't let AI control you and push you around and tell you how to run it. Use AI as an effective tool that you are conducting in your business so that you operate effectively and efficiently. Okay, I'm going to give you the simple starter kit right now for running your business with AI. I want you to write these down. I don't want to give you, okay, so I was thinking about this as I was preparing, and I don't want to give you 10 to 20 different tools to use and implement today, and then you're just overwhelmed because sometimes things take time to connect, and mainly for you to get used to it. You let it work, okay? So, but these are just like the non-negotiable like starter kit that I want you to start with today, tomorrow. You can call us, we can set up a time, we can walk you through it. It's pretty spectacular. So non-negotiable first one for the starter kit right now is the text back follow-up. If you don't do anything else that I've told you, at least do the text back follow-up. Text back is the simplest form. It lets the customer know, the homeowner know that you're there and you're not ghosting them, you're just busy. Customers understand that. Customers understand that people are busy, and they obviously want to hire someone that's busy. They don't want to hire someone that's not busy and not that's available today. They don't want to hire somebody like that because that's not a good sign, right? They want to hire somebody that's actually busy, has a full calendar, and that means people are liking you. That means you are a legit business, right? So the text back follow up is a really good one for the implement first in your starter kit, and also with that text back follow up, that would equal your follow up campaign for the estimates. I think the text missed call and then the follow up text or campaign, however you want to do it, set up for after your estimate is sent is key. And those two right there, you're going to see yourself landing way more jobs. Your slip rate is going to go way down. Your close rate is going to go way up, and you're going to see yourself making the revenue that you actually want to monthly just by those two tasks. So the start for that. And then this one that I think a lot of people miss, and it's all done automated, by the way, is CRM. So most people don't have a CRM, and it's like a huge miss. So after you get their information, and now that's gold, right? Companies, big companies pay other companies so much money to acquire information. They want, if you have emails and cell phone numbers, that's gold to bigger companies. So many people nowadays are sitting on thousands, if not or hundreds of emails and phone numbers, and they don't do anything with it. They're just sitting on all this pile of money and they're not doing nothing with it. Especially if you spent it in marketing and then nothing ever came to it, you still have their contact information. So setting up a CRM where it's all automated, by the way, you can send out a monthly, a weekly email, whatever rhythm you want to start with, maybe just doing a monthly one at first if you're not doing anything, just letting people know, like, sending them high value content. Here's the thing with like a really successful email campaign is just high value content. So if you are let's say you are a PPF wrap and you have a company, window tint, all that stuff, giving like high value content of like taking care of your car and taking care of the PPF wrap, or the damages that could happen if you go over the pass and all the rocks hit your car and what could happen to the paint, and but what PPF can do. So just helpful emails that are sent out, even if the customer or they weren't actual customer, but they still acquired information, you have their information. And if they don't want to hear it, they can unsubscribe. But if it's high value, most of the time they're not going to unsubscribe, and you're going to be back to on their mind. And so that maybe when they need another job done, or they have another car, or they have another house or another house project, they're going to call you because you came first to mind. And we don't, maybe you lost out on the bid, but we don't know how that job went. I've heard so many times I gotten callbacks. I set up my CRM, and so people will call me back because I stayed fresh to mind, and all the other processes were set up. And they said, "Man, we really wish we would have went with you." Well, why is that? Because the job just wasn't good. We kind of saved some money, and that's kind of, it is what it is, right? But because I'm stayed to mind, I have all my other systems set up, and I was sending just like high value emails out there every week. It's helpful to stay top of mind to your customers. So the review follow up also is one that you should have in your starter kit. Um, it's very simple and it's all automated. You're not even having to chase these reviews. You can try to do different campaigns of sending out a $10 Starbucks card, or however you want to try chop it up and be different and set yourself apart from everybody else that's asking for reviews. But you see the successful people when they leave the reviews, like, well, when you leave a review for somebody, what is it? Usually it's an incentive, like 10% off your next shopping thing, or potential free for your next visit, whatever gift it is, however, whatever store it is. You'll see that that's when it will intrigue you to want to leave a review, right? So think the same way. Like, here's the thing. These other giant stores and organizations pay tons of money in marketing, and they have a huge marketing department. Copy them. Like, guess what? You get to copy them, and without having to pay the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month in marketing campaigns and organizations and spends and all the marketing manager, all the stuff, right? You get to see like how does Sears, how does Home Depot do it? How does Amazon? How does Dick's do it? And then when you want to leave a review and you are inspired to leave the review, like, what was it that triggered you to want to leave the review? Was it they were going to give you a 15% off when your next time you shopped online? Well, obviously. So think about that for when you're asking customers to leave you a review. And then obviously when you are personable and you're on site and you are giving that customer that white glove experience, most of the time they're going to leave a review just because their experience was so good. And oftentimes a lot of people don't have really good experience with the home service world because they get a bad egg and it just kind of ruins it for all of us. So, but the cool thing is it also separates us when we have all these steps in place and then we do a really good job on site. So text back follow up, estimate follow up, some kind of CRM, a simple one, even if it's just one email a month, it sets you apart. And then your review follow up. Another one is a GPT. And if I just said GPT, and you're shaking your head and you're scratching your head. Okay, so Chat GPT, inside of Chat GPT, there's a thing called GPTs, and you can make your own custom GPT, and it can be whatever you want it to be. And what we have just a huge list of them that we use for our companies. And what's a really good one to do is like an assistant, a business executive assistant, or some kind of business executive. And you can, so instead of having to pay someone 100 plus a year, you can hire a GPT that's really dialed to be your business executive assistant. And that way you're thinking, you're growing, you're not stuck. If you need maybe a social media manager or something like that, using a GPT can help you with this. And if you're scratching your head and you're not really sure about the GPTs, send us a message. We actually made a GPT that helps you make GPTs. I know it's a lot of like weird jargon that I'm saying, but if you're intrigued by that and you're like, what is that? We actually made something, a tool for you to that so that you can be successful on ChatGPT. So if that's intriguing to you, send us a message and we can send you that information so that you can get set up on have a custom GPT for yourself. So AI isn't about trying to work less, trying to get out of things, and trying to have AI do all this stuff, but it's actually moving you and your crew and your people, your staff to be more efficiently and more effectively running and operating your business so that you can see yourself starting off successful and growing a business to where you're making multiple six figures of a year. And hopefully you're getting up into those seven figures and creating a business that you can enjoy, that you're not frustrated with, that you can either one day sell it or one day pass it down to your family. But you're out also selling something that's worth a lot, or you are passing the keys to the kingdom to your kids and they can just go thrive and take it to the next level. That's ultimately what our hope, our goal, what we pray for you guys is that you get this and stop being frustrated, embrace AI and the automations and all the changes that are coming. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.